All right, hey everyone, Sean Taggy here, Chief Operating Officer and partner of Memphis Investment Properties. Today I'm going to go over, if you're thinking about buying a multifamily property, why it's probably better to shoot for buying 100 plus doors at one time rather than something lower than that. So let me kind of explain my logic and reasoning and why our buying parameters typically is about 80, 90, 100 plus doors is our minimum purchase for a multifamily. And the main reason is economies of scale. Simple answer right there. But kind of let me explain that it's where it becomes kind of reasonable to hire a full-time on-site manager and put them on the payroll of the P&L of the apartment complex. So before that, there's not enough units to really kind of use up their full 40 hours a week to manage on collecting and screening the tenants and all of that. And so if they'd really just be twiddling their thumbs, like an on-site manager, if it was like a 40 unit or a 20 unit complex, it really wouldn't justify a full time for them. And especially in the C class apartment class, so kind of the lower end apartments, working class apartments where you need a little more management expertise, more boots on the ground at the apartment complex, kind of someone to be the sheriff over there and really watch the apartment, make sure, there's no trash being left out. If there's any disputes among tenants, someone's there to resolve it, kind of just be sheriffing the property. You're going to want an on-site manager on there. So I have several people come up to me and say, hey, I want to buy a 10 unit or a 20 unit apartment complex in this C-class area. And my advice usually is, man, I would shoot for 100 units plus. Maybe pool up with some other people or join in on a syndication with some other people to get up to that larger quantity. Because below that, I just haven't seen too much success. Now, if it's in an A class or a B class area, that might work out a little better. You could have just someone go over there weekly or something to kind of check out things and during the 1st through the 5th to collect rent. But it just produces so much better value when you have 100 units plus. And you can kind of boil it down to this. Let's say the rents are, $800 a month, and there's 100 units, so you're getting $80,000 a month, right? So that would more than justify like a full site on-site manager, because a property management company, if they don't have an on-site manager, they're going to charge you probably like 8 to 10% to manage the unit. Okay, so let's keep going down with this example. You have, $800 a month rent, and you have 100 units, so that's 80,000. Let me just do this up here. So that's 80,000 a month. So if there wasn't, with no on-site manager, the property management company would probably be charging you $10,000, so $8,000 a month, right? And you can already see there, that can justify a full-time salary person. A full-time salary on-site manager, you might be paying $40,000 to $60,000 a year. So that would more than justify that. And but below that, once, if this was 50 units or anything like that, 4,000, that wouldn't justify. And once you get an on-site manager, they can pretty much kind of reduce this fee down quite a bit, where you'd have the on-site manager, then the property management company would be charging you only like 3 to 4 or 5%, and therefore saves you a lot of money there. And so it just gets even better when there's more units than that. So there's a couple workarounds we've seen and we've done on this. Let's say you have, a 60 unit apartment complex. Then within a mile, typically, or somewhere close by, you have 40 units, or then maybe another, 50 units nearby. You could test out a roving manager, okay? And that's worked out pretty well for us too, as they go there on certain days and certain times and kind of move their schedule around. But that's pretty much is all I've seen. If you're going below 100 units, that's probably your second best option there. So yeah, kind of just laying out the reason why the economies of scale, you have enough now kind of that management fee. You could reduce that, have an on-site manager, then the property management company can reduce their management fee, then it's almost pretty much the same. And then also now you have a full-time person there. Like if they're charging you 8 or 10% of, let's say, a 50 unit or 40 unit or 30 unit, I still don't think you're probably getting as much bang for your buck in terms of management payment fees to kind of the value and the work and everything they're doing there. And then obviously we know the benefits of having an on-site manager is that, you know, they're there on the property, they're checking it out daily, they know the tenants, they're there to kind of take in the applicants quickly and screen them. If people are just driving by and there's no on-site manager, I mean, they got to go online and find it. And some people just like to go there, physically view the place, and would like to just have that open at all times. So yeah, that's kind of our strategy there. So my advice yet again is, you know, something below that and in the C class probably is not as effective, and you're probably missing out on some money there. So yeah, thank you so much guys. Hopefully that makes sense and helps you out a bit.